Welcome to the channel. I have another portrait today. This time it's one of my dad. It's a bit of an experiment, this one. I tried a few new things that I haven't done before. I started out by taking a photograph of him. It was middle of the afternoon, the sun was out, so we went inside his garden shed. It was nice and dark and I could control the light. He put his favourite fishing hat on, and then I put a big light panel, a photography light below him facing upwards. I told him to put his hands out like that. I'll explain about that in a moment, but I had an idea in my head about what I wanted to do. I took a few shots, and this is the one that I picked out and adjusted all the levels the way I wanted to. Now I'm working with charcoal. I love working with charcoal. I do a lot of figure drawing with that, and I'm doing a bit of a rough sketch at the moment of the idea that's in my head, and I've worked out all my proportions and everything like that. I'm going for like a triangle composition. From one hand to the other hand, up to the head and back down to the first hand. There's the triangle. I'm hoping that will make a nice frame for a large koi carp. Dad loves koi carp. He's just generally into fishing and the outdoors and stuff. So I thought this could capture a little bit of him and his interest in the picture. Now I'm going to work on a colour sketch, so I'm going to see how it's going to look in colour, rough, before going to the final one. So I've got a bit of idea of how it's going to look when I do the proper version. You probably see in the middle of the page there is a piece of card that I've taped down. It's not masking tape, it's something called washi tape. W-A-S-H-I, I'm not sure how you say it. This is one of those things that I'm using for the first time. I'm going to paint the environment over that with gouache. I've been having a little play around with gouache paints. Again, I'm not entirely sure how you're supposed to say that. I've watched a few YouTube videos on it. They're mainly American artists, and they say gouache. But I don't know if over in England we say gouache or differently. I'm not sure. Anyway, I like it. I like working with it. And when I've done all that background, then I'm going to peel the card off. I'll have this nice white, clean piece of paper, which I'm going to do colour pencils for the man. My dad. I had this idea that it could be early morning, like he's just got up and he's found this peaceful place where he can be alone, and then this great big fish has jumped out of the water. I don't know if he's getting ready to catch it or if he's just going, wow, look at this fish. Now I'm doing that this tappy thing that I like to do, where you get a little bit of white paint on your brush and then you tap the handle, and it sort of flicks little speckles of faint stars in the sky. And now I'm moving on to the colour pencil part. I'm using Faber-Castell colour pencils, and I'm going to be blending lots of different colours together, because that's what these pencils are really good at doing. They've got a oil core instead of a wax core, which makes it, you can lay lots of different layers of colour over the top, of each other, and you don't really get that reflective, shiny kind of wax glaze over the top, which is handy when you're taking pictures of your work. If you're going to take a photograph of your drawing, often you find with the cheaper pencils you'll just get light reflecting back at you in certain parts. A bit like sometimes if you use a bit too much graphite, that kind of shines back at you as well. It's not a problem with these pencils, they're really good. They're wonderful to work with, but it takes a long time to layer these colours up because you have to work very sort of gently. You can't be too heavy-handed with it. You're not going to get as many layers, and you're not going to get a nicer gradient that way. It's better if you work slowly with it. So this footage is really sped up in a lot, but it's worth it. Some people can get really incredible results with these pencils. I can't recommend them enough. And I thought maybe the fish could be quite special, so I'm hoping to be able to make it look like it's glowing so that it could be the light source, which would match up with where I put the light when I took the reference photograph in the shed.